So welcome everyone to another day in Planet Nomads, another lovely day. I am a bit further south than I was last time. Last time I built the little deuterium factory location there at B. And you see I'm now just down south past of Dragon Head Lake. That really does look like a dragon head, doesn't it? It does to me. It looks like a medieval drawing of a dragon, how that would look. But yes, I am here approaching a very large, very tall mountain ridge. And I know there's been cases where I've actually run into places in the game that the terrain is so high you cannot fly over it. So I'm hoping that's not the case here. So I don't think it's that tall where I can't fly over it. But because of the design being much more vertical than other vehicle designs, I'm limited by the fact that the upper part of the design is at that ceiling for how high you can fly. And so even at the lower end, while it seems like I should still be able to go up further, I can't. So I'm having to skirt around just a little bit on this to get through this little ridge. But hey, that's okay. I'm still going to make it past. So I'm almost to the South Pole now. And this actually is a much more mountainous region than the area around the North Pole was. You also see a very, very sharp mountain ridge there. That comes almost straight down along the side. So I could see that being a very interesting spot to, say, build a base that comes across the top and maybe spans over to the two sides of it with like a central point that has like an elevator down to the water level at the bottom. Just some very scenic stuff in this game, honestly. And Arctic Expedition achievement unlocked. Finally, because I've gone to both the North Pole and South Pole. And so, yeah, all the way from here to here so far today. And then I still have, once I go back around, all the way back up to here to get back to the base. So here's one of those cases that it gets really kind of irritating because the game doesn't work consistently on this. Right now, I'm getting minus 15 degrees Celsius. Just past the South Pole, heading back north now on the other side, the side I was originally on. And this happened a lot recently when I was doing some stuff with this.
Temperature warning.
I'm sitting right next to one of the, thermoregulators. There's also another one back into the right over my shoulder. And if I just get out immediately, my temperature regulates back up because it's acting like I'm next to the thermoregulator and I'm next to that one. They're both active, which makes sense. And this is an open cockpit type chair, but the moment I get in, it ignores the fact I have the thermoregulators. And this is not every time. It actually did this where it was doing this non-stop for a while, and then suddenly I got in the chair and it acted like it was, perfectly fine with the thermoregulators. It didn't do that again. And it's worked for a while. And now, passing the South Pole, it suddenly started not working again. And I'm sitting here getting alerts for cold temperatures, even though I am right next to the regulators. And now I am past the South Pole region where for some reason it was still ignoring the thermoregulator, and now I'm back up to regular 16 degrees Celsius because it's treating it like the thermoregulator is there next to me. And it's done this repeatedly in several occasions with that lower cockpit. Even though it's inside, it's an open cockpit, so I guess it's treating it like I'm exposed to the elements or something, despite the fact that the thermoregulator is right there next to me and still active. So I have been flying and flying and flying for quite some time now. And now the game has frozen up, hopefully because it's loading in some of the elements of my base. And there it goes. So yes, I have now almost, I'm like 99.99% done with my full trip all the way around the planet, going north to south. So North Pole, then back around to the South Pole on the other side, and then back up here to the base in the new Orbital Station. And I did make some tweaks and changes as I went, but what I've learned is basically the original design is fine. If you wanted to add like the solar panels or the uranium generators like I did back into it, you could do that. But I think in the end, it's much better as you want to have deuterium production somewhere that you collect it before you go, and then you have like stopping points, like the deuterium floating factory, where you deploy that in different places or something similar to that, and you just basically have all these little refilling stations where you stop and get your fuel, and that's it. But as far as everything else, it's nice because I took everything with me. Or at least the ability to produce anything I needed, be able to store anything I collected. Also have the vehicles with the like mining rig transport and everything. Took that and used it in a few places. Found some weirdness that, you know, made it not work as smoothly as I would like, but it still worked. But for this game, it really made me realize that for the most part, a full inclusive mobile base is not really that necessary. It's nice to have, but if this was a game map, say the size of like Minecraft, I would definitely want to have something like what I'm flying right here, because then you just keep going further and further out and get to see more and more stuff and take all your supplies, everything with you as you go. But for the size of the planet map we have in the game, really, it's nice to have a large amount of storage, and you do have like mobile base designs that afford you a nice amount of storage, but to have something that is a complete mobile base, something that has a lot of storage and full production and everything, not really so much being necessary in this game, just because you don't need to take everything with you, because the game map's not really that big. And it was nice to have less lag while it lasted, but now that I'm back, oh yeah, everything's lagging up like crazy again. Just having all these different elements in one area is making everything lag up. And it was less laggy, still laggy, but less laggy when I was away from the base because of this big build. But now it's just everything's lagging up again with the movement. I guess because of how many different elements there are that it's calculating for. So I am back home, and, you know, it's nice to be back because I've, again, completed a complete trip around the planet. But now, you know, I'm back here at the base, and I can go back to producing other things. One of the things is I know this entire time I've been gone, my production that I still had queued up, everything's still been going. I've had iron being produced there, as well as other stuff. And so just a ton of different things going here. And so what better way to commemorate my return home than to build something new? So I don't know how well this is going to work, but this is the Flying Jellyfish by 016. And this is, as the description says, just for fun. It is strictly a, you know, not meant to be actually any kind of utility. It's just meant to be a flying thing that floats around. And yeah, that's just making so much more lag than what I had before too, just having this, probably with the large number of winches and everything, if I had to guess. And it's only going to last for 6 more minutes, so I don't think I'm going to keep this one. I've done a lot of, you know, building in the game along the bases. I've built a big flying base now. I've tried different little designs, and honestly, it's kind of worn me down on the game. More to the fact that it's just so much lag in this area. The performance has been improved with the recent update to handle the, you know, storage chains with your conveyors, but that still doesn't take into effect how fast it is. I mean, it's still even lagging there just to load the list all the way down. Oh, and I'm sure I've got a ton of water. I'm pretty sure I forgot to turn that off, so that's been going like non-stop the entire time I've been gone. But yeah, the game's just so laggy now. I really think I'm about done with the game for a moment. I'm thinking, you know what? This is a good stopping point for today's video, but next time what I'm going to do is we're going to complete the story aspect. We're going to do the teleport thing and go ahead and call it an end to the whole season of Planet Nomads. So I will be looking for a new game. If you want to leave a suggestion for a game similar to this, preferably something with workshop components, something like that, leave it in a comment below. But like I said, that's going to be it for this episode. So if you enjoyed it, hit the like button, leave me a comment below, and hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I'll see you in the next video.